This is David Gilmore, known as LDS Prepper, and to watch over 600 videos on emergency preparedness that could save your life on water filtration, living off-grid, solar power, growing food as if your life depends on it, self-defense, and so forth, go to ldsprepper.com. Today, we're testing our water. Let me explain a couple things. First of all, I did not go to Amazon and buy a cheap $19.95 or $27 water testing kit. That is not the level of information that I want. The reason why I'm doing this water test is because I'm a consumer. I want to make sure that the water purification system I am using is actually doing what the lab results show that it should be doing. And I'm going to show you those results here in a second. I'm doing this as a consumer, even though I'm a Berkey dealer. I'm a Berkey dealer because I'm an overwhelmingly satisfied consumer. And the best way for me to help people get pure, clean, healthy water at the best price is to be a dealer. That's why I have all the Berkey items at ldsprepperstore.com, all on sale now. If you've been watching my videos over the last decade, you know that I'm an authorized Berkey dealer. That being said, I don't know of any other Berkey dealer that has actually taken the time and the money to test the water filtration system. Here you can see I've got an invoice from QFT Laboratories for $590. And so I'm putting my money where my mouth is. This is costing me almost $600 to test our water. We're on well water here. I ordered 2 advanced quality water tests. This is their most detailed test that they have. This is going to test 17 heavy metals, 17 inorganic contaminants, 84 volatile organic contaminants, 20 microbacteria, 120 compounds, including pesticides and semi-volatiles. A total of 240 contaminants will be tested. They have a very detailed and rigorous procedure here that I need to follow to take the water samples. And I've ordered the 2 kits here. So I've got kit number 1 and then kit number 2 here. And so I'll be taking samples from our well water and then also samples from the water after it's filtered from the Berkey. Sending them back to the lab. It'll take a couple weeks to get the results, and then I will update you on what kind of contaminants or lack of contaminants are in our well water, or what contaminants you may be concerned about in your water, and how well the Berkey removes those. Okay, so I've got the bottles filled. This one here, the large bottle, is for pesticide testing. This one here would be heavy metal testing. This one is interesting. It's a glass container and not allowed to have any air in it, any air bubbles, and this is for VOCs. I'm not sure, but I'm guessing this is the control bottle here. So anyway, I've got all of them filled, and I'm going to repackage them and send it back to the lab, and I will get the results back.
2 weeks later.
Okay, let's take a look at the test results here. Because I get so many emails every day, I asked that the lab give me a call to let me know that they sent me the email so I could look for the email. You're going to love this call. Listen to this recording they left in my voicemail.
Hi, David. This is Julie calling you again from QFT Laboratory. I just want to let you know I just sent the reports, emailed them to you. If you have any questions, just shoot us an email back. And the filter is definitely working well, and the water isn't that bad, so you're good to go. All right, you have a good day. Bye-bye.
Is that cool or what? First of all, the good news is I've got good water. The second of all is that even though they didn't know which filter I was using, they said that my filter is doing its job. So they sent both reports, number 1 and number 2, and I've combined them into one page so I can compare them side by side. One of the first things I noticed right off the report that the arsenic level went up, and I was surprised, so I called the lab. Now, we know that arsenic is standard in almost every well water in the United States. I got the actual scientist who did my report on the phone, and he said that going from 1.0 to 1.8 is nothing to be concerned about. If it was his well water, he would have no concerns. It's well below the maximum EPA maximum contaminant level. He said this happens often in reports because some of these elements actually cluster while they're suspended in water, and the sample that I sent to them had a cluster in it. Even though it went up by 0.8 micrograms per liter,
it's not a concern at all. The other items here, barium, less than 1 micrograms per liter, which is great. And then we come down here, chromium went from 1 to 5.8 micrograms per liter. Again, well below the 100 micrograms per liter from the EPA maximum contaminant level. Not to be concerned. And now it gets really interesting. Nickel went down from 17.5 to 14.9. Excellent. We had also a huge decrease in copper, 69.4 to 1.9. Excellent, even though it's well below the 1300. So I'm not concerned about that, but it's nice to see that Berkey took that out. But the big deal here is the iron, 345 micrograms per liter. That's way above the 300 micrograms per liter by the EPA standards. So the good news is that Berkey took it down to less than 1 microgram per liter, so even not detectable on their lab results. So good job, Berkey black filters. Now what I want you to notice here is that the zinc went from 1153 down to less than readable on their lab equipment, and calcium remained the same, potassium remained the same, magnesium remained the same, and sodium remained the same. And this is a great proof. I've told people for over a decade that the Berkey black filters does not remove beneficial minerals, but it does remove toxins, and you can see that right here on the page. This test result shows that we do get the beneficial minerals that we want from the water as we drink the Berkey water. So that wraps up the metals. Let's take a look at the inorganic non-metal items here. Alkalinity did not change, and it's on the low end of the recommended alkalinity level. So that's great. I have low levels of chloride. The magnesium hardness didn't change, and the total hardness didn't change because we're getting the beneficial minerals. Now, I have people tell me, well, I drink reverse osmosis water because I don't want anything in my water. And then I take vitamin supplements. Is that sort of like eating Fruit Loops that are fortified with vitamins and minerals instead of getting the vitamins and minerals from the fruit? I would not want to strip out all the minerals that are in my water naturally and then take artificial minerals to replace them. That just doesn't make any sense to me. You can see 0.5 milligram of fluoride in the water. It went down to non-traceable amounts. pH is 7.55. We do have hard water, which is evident from all the minerals in the water. And the total dissolved suspended solids is 252 milligrams per liter. I'm going to do another video on TDSs and let you know that a TDS test does not test the quality of the water. It simply tests the particles in the water. So I have 252 micrograms of suspended solids in the water because we have so many beneficial minerals in the water. If I had a TDS level of 10 or 20 or less, even 0, I'd be very concerned because that's what's considered hungry water, and hungry water will pull the minerals out of your body. I call that deadly water. Let's take a look at the next two categories. We've got bacteria. The good news is that my well water is totally absent of chloroform or E. coli. The next category is volatile organic compounds, and you can see there are none in my water, which is great. Your water obviously will be different than mine, but I have pretty good well water here. Continuing on the volatile organic compounds, again, not even traceable. And then here's the last page of the volatile organic compounds. Again, nothing traceable in my well water. My well is drilled down 185 feet. My well head's at 165 feet, and my water is at 90 feet. Total trihalamines, not a concern in the water. Semi-volatile pesticides, which I was concerned about because I'm right next to a 5-generation potato farm, and as you can see, I don't have to have any concerns about pesticides in my water. If there were, it would be taken out through the Berkey black filters. Here we are continuing with showing that there aren't any traceable pesticides in my well water. Again, no traceable pesticides on this page, and no traceable pesticides on this page. And the last page of pesticides, again, non-traceable. And then Jamie, the lab director, the person I spoke with on the phone, certifies the test results here. There you have it. When you have an authentic black Berkey purifier element, it will do what the lab results show that it will do. Now that was the results from my well water, but what about your water? Your water could be completely different, especially if you're on city water. Let's take a look at the lab results that are publicly posted on berkeywater.com. As you can see here, this lab is EPA certified, and the test results were done for the black Berkey purification elements, and they were tested to the NSF standard 53 and 42. Again, 53 is for health factors and 42 is for aesthetic factors. So if you have a filter that says NSF certified, you may want to check to see whether it just makes the water smell good or taste good, but doesn't improve the safety or the health of the water, which is what we're testing here. Both standards, 53 and 42. So what they did in this test is they flooded the water with all kinds of contaminants, just like if there was a toxic spill in your area, and this ended up in your water. I remember my daughter-in-law called me from San Diego, and she says, "Dad, we've got a red tide. Everybody here in San Diego is supposed to boil the water. Do I need to boil my water?" And I said, "No, you have a Berkey. You have Berkey black purification elements. You'll be perfectly fine." They didn't boil the water, and they were perfectly fine, because the Berkey does what the lab results show that it does do. Let's take a look. The first test here is for heavy metals and a 6.5 pH. And then we have the same test down here. It's 8.5 pH. The pH makes a big difference in how toxins, elements, minerals, and so forth affect the water and then affect your body. So let's take a look here. As you can see down here, without going through everything one at a time, because you can stop this video and take a look at it, it removed aluminum from 214 micrograms per liter to less than 2. That's a 99.0% reduction. And then all the way down, 99.9, 99.9, 99.9, 99.9. Then we have 99.7 for cadmium. And then again, 99.9% all the way down. We get the heavy metals, again, the same results, or even a little bit better in 8.5 pH water. Then we have pesticides, heavy doses of pesticides. As you saw in my water, we didn't have near these standards, but if there was a toxic spill, if you have authentic Berkey black purification elements purchased from an authorized dealer, that you can get these kind of results. I'm an authorized Berkey dealer. You can get authentic Berkey items from ldsprepperstore.com. Let's continue with the report. We're down here to, again, more pesticides. Again, heavy levels of pesticides, and we're moving down to 99.9%. Semi-volatile contaminants, again, we're moving down to 99.9%. It's not even traceable any longer. And we can see the bottom of page 3, the same thing. Not even traceable, down to 0.5 micrograms per liter. The last report is wrapping up the semi-volatile contaminants. Again, 99.9% reduction. Chloramines, free chlorine, chloride, and fluoride, 99.9, 99.6, 99.9. And then especially if you are on city water, you can contact your water district and ask them, do you remove pharmaceuticals from the water? Do you remove petroleum from the water? Do you remove heavy metals, pesticides, herbicides? And they'll tell you they don't. What they do is they treat the water to kill bacteria, so bacteria does not grow in the pipes. But if you're drinking city water, you're probably drinking other people's prescriptions. And how is that going to affect your prescription? If you're using an authentic black Berkey filter, you don't have to worry about what other prescriptions may be in the water, because the black Berkey filter will remove them 99.9%. The same thing with petroleum, individual organic compounds, and microorganisms. Just like in my water, chloroform and E. coli. What does the average Joe, the owner of Berkey's, have to say? Well, here's a 5-star review on ldsprepperstore.com from Mark. He says, "Got our Royal Berkey from LDS Prepper, and we are loving it. We use the city water from our tap. You can smell the chlorine as it goes into the Berkey, but there's no chlorine smell when it comes out. Easy to use and comforting to know that we will be able to provide our household clean water no matter what." Then Lisa also gives the 5-star review. "Fantastic filters and excellent and professional customer service." Thank you, Lisa. And then Larry with his 5-star review. "The best filters available. These filters bring such peace of mind while drinking my well water. Thank you for providing them at a fair price. And then Christine enthusiastically gives us 5 stars at LDS Prepper Store. Big Berkey, baby. My husband and I have been following the LDS Prepper videos for about a year. We stumbled across one video where David was doing a comprehensive between water filtration systems. We were astonished at what he said the Berkey system could do. In our small town here in the East Coast, we have very poor water. It affects the whole town. It is well water, but it's filled with minerals and occasionally turns orange or red even with the water softening systems we already have. We were very anxious to try the Berkey system. We ordered about 6 months ago and the shipment came faster than we expected. The Berkey is made of stainless steel, so its shiny silver exterior is stylish for your kitchen. But the best part about the Berkey is that it took our quote-unquote rusty water and turned it into something perfectly clear, pure, and delicious. I love that we have enough to use for cooking and the accessibility of having the filtered water right in my kitchen anytime, ready to go. If you are on the fence about the cost, it's worth it. There is a lot of security in knowing that you can take water in any condition and turn it into something crystal clear and drinkable. If you want healthy, clean water, get an authentic Berkey product from an authorized Berkey dealer. Go to ldsprepperstore.com. I'm an authorized Berkey dealer, have been for almost a decade. And like I mentioned at the beginning of this video, I'm an enthusiastic, happy customer of Berkey. So is my wife, my children, my mother, my sisters, my brothers, my nieces, my nephews, my cousins. We have all purchased our Berkeys at full retail price. And then because so many people were asking me about my recommendations, I became a Berkey dealer to help people save money and get clean, healthy water. I hope this video has been helpful. Please make this video helpful to others by sharing it on your social media accounts, liking it, commenting down below with your experience with Berkey water filters and working with me at the LDS Prepper Store. Thank you so much for your time. I do have everything in stock at the moment except for fluoride filters. Those will be in stock in a couple weeks. I have 300 coming on order. Don't wait till they get in stock because there's already a waiting list. So get over there and order what you want now. A complete Berkey system or Berkey accessories make wonderful gifts year-round. This is LDS Prepper reminding you, if ye are prepared, ye shall not fear. Thank you so much for your time, your trust, and your support.